Hitting the button! Hello, good evening! We're here playing part 2 of session 6 for Lamentations of the Flame Princess. Again, I am Jason, and we're here tonight with Joe and Park and Damien and Gary. We're back. Joe. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. Do that.
Like and subscribe. Thanks for the support.
Yes.
All right. So, with the Mogglewomp felled, laying in this now shallow pit since the soft earth had kind of recollapsed back in, you guys definitely noticed that despite the bestial appearance that this thing had taken on after being, fed and welcomed as such, or after being shown hospitality, the rags that it was wearing previously, the hat's discarded, but the rags are still kind of all there. And what would you guys like to do as you're standing here in this light morning rain?
Well, you're down there in the pit with it, right, Art?
Yeah, it kind of landed on top, shield up against the thing, sword plunged all the way through it.
Ah, this poor cursed soul was possessed by some terrible evil. We should search his possessions. Perhaps he had some cursed artifact that needs to be destroyed.
Sure. Minimus will drop to a knee as close as safe to the edge of the pit, and with his journal start taking detailed notes and drawing as close as possible this creature in any detail that Elric yells up.
Nice.
Dust is sitting by herself over near the base of this tree, and she is crying, and she doesn't understand why she can't get this spell to work.
Oh, man.
She's not audibly crying, so there's just tears streaming down her face, and she's doing a lot of inward type thinking. Introspection.
Right?
Right.
Figure out, why didn't it come through?
What is wrong with me?
All right. So, you were searching the body there, Elric?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a nice little basic pad down.
Yep. So, give me 3 separate D100 rolls, or you can roll 3 D100, and I can pick out what you say in there.
Oh my god!
For the record,
oh, those are close together there.
Interesting.
Thank you, Madeline Hale, for your tables fables. They are fantastic.
Madeline Hale, right on.
Oh! Do you have the artifact one?
I wish. I have not got it yet, but yeah,
It's
thumbs
good.
up. Cool shit, lady.
Yeah, it is good. We should talk about those in one of our TM Talking Head stuffs.
All right, so the 36.
Go slow, Elric. I must take time writing this down.
One of the it's tattered and filthy, but as you pull it out, it was kind of like loosely dragged across its neck. Surprisingly, it's intact. It's just filthy, but there's what appears to be a red velvet cloak is one of the things on there. Clearly, it's undersized, even for the thing when it was still in a man shape. It appears that perhaps it once belonged to a younger child or a shorter woman by the decoration that is upon it. Clearly it belonged to somebody else, perhaps from this home that it keeps, or that it had continued referring to as being driven out from.
One of its many targets.
All right.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Again, filthy and muddy and just covered in grime. There is a wax-sealed kind of scroll case. It doesn't seem to be very fancy. It's a simple leather scroll case, but it's all sealed up and covered in wax, which looks like potentially the contents could be still good. Who knows? Oh, shit, that is bizarre. And there's also the last thing that comes out of one of its dirty pockets is a wax-sealed scroll case. Let me type that in. It is most certainly a scroll case.
Okay.
The last thing is this very tarnished brass compass. It's
That sounds cool.
yeah, but it's very aged. It's suffering the effects of the weather. It's the brass is very greened over with tarnish.
All right. Kreb, you are our guide. Here, take this compass. Minimus, this wax seal case seems to be something of scholarly note. Please take this. And, Lady Dust, there appears to be some women's garments. You may have it.
By default.
Whoa! Whoa!
Right.
That's horrible.
I mean, it's dirty, but it does look like it was really well made. It's kind of caked with some mud and stuff. But I mean, it's got some lovely embroidery all along all the edges.
Dust is rather diminutive. Does it fit her?
Yeah, it looks like it would, be a good cloak shape. It comes down to maybe about halfway down the shins. Yeah, we'll say it's hooded.
Can I take a look at the crest on that before she puts that on?
Yeah, be careful.
See if I know its house and its region of where we're at.
Oh, right.
Don't want to wear the wrong symbol in the wrong town.
What as far as like the heraldry that might be on it? She hasn't put it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just don't want to walk into the wrong town wearing the wrong crest. I'm just saying.
The decorative markings. It's purely a decorative kind of embroidery. There is no crest or
Like
denotion.
Celtic knots and stuff like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very, very fine and thin kind of Celtic knotting that appears to be, I mean, looking through the mud, kind of little spit and rubbing it off, it appears to be like a silvered thread.
Perhaps we can sell it for some room and board when needed. The Lord does provide.
When you open that compass, no matter where you turn it, it always seems to point kind of northwest.
Oh.
Like, perhaps it's just off-center, or it's locating something else. Perhaps it's
Probably where the king lived. His home he couldn't find, quote unquote.
To a trap. I'll check it every now and then as we're traveling and see how it goes.
Right. All right. So, where's it? You guys continuing
Well,
on?
before we transition, since I was handed a scroll, is there any standout information I can glean from that? I know I don't have an identify spell, and there's no per se common activity for investigation. But if I can do an intelligence roll or something.
Yeah, don't forget about your bonuses from your bless.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know what to do exactly here. I got a decent language, common activity, but if there was something on there, I'd try and read it. But what's going on with this scroll, man?
All right, yeah. So you open the scroll up. You definitely can't make sense of it. It's definitely written in like that bizarre kind of almost like code speak that most people of the magic arts write their scrolls in. Definitely, a comprehend languages might give you a better clue on what it is.
I just wanted to make sure that was what we had to do to identify that. So can I go ahead and cast that?
Yeah, you can definitely cast that. But you do know that this nature of spell, it would require some research to be able to actually work and cast this thing potentially. If you wanted to keep it in your spell book, if it was a spell you wanted to keep.
That's
Otherwise,
fine.
it'd be like a use cast.
Okay.
Like if you cast it directly from the scroll, it would be a free cast. It wouldn't count on you against your things, but once
Okay,
you
mix
cast,
that in.
it would be gone.
All right. It's my understanding that for another, I would have one more safe cast, and if I use my comprehend languages, it would exhaust that, right?
That's correct.
So I'm going to go ahead and just go, oh, this is interesting. For indeed, and then roll it back up and tuck it away. I'm ready to go. I'm not going to do it.
No? Okay.
Dust says, "Might I take a look at it, Minimus?"
Certainly. I'll let Dust take a look.
Okay.
Crab reloads his cross.
And Dust will attempt to cast comprehend languages.
All right. Oh, well, I was going to say yours. You have it through training as a skill, so you get to do that on a D6 roll, Dust.
Oh,
If you remember.
so yeah, so that's 2 and 6 for me.
Yep. So on a 5 or 6.
Nope, don't get it.
It's just kind of looking it over the shapes. It just you can't seem to make much sense of what exactly they're trying to say.
Okay.
As you kind of look it over.
I have 2 picks in common in languages. Is that the same thing?
No. This is the comprehend languages.
Okay.
Kind of to make magical sense and as such out of the code that wizards and such usually write their notes in.
Tell me, Dust, do you see anything? Can you glean any logic to this chaos that's scribbled on this page? I believe I could figure it out if I took the time, but what do you see?
Yeah,
It is certainly magic, but I can't make it out at this point in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like at this point, for what both of you guys can see from looking at it, it seems to be some, and it's obvious code. You know there's more in it, just deciphering what that meaning is. It seems to be like some strange, convoluted directions on, how to properly tie shoes. Like at first glance, it's like, yeah, no, this guy's trying to say something else, but it's very well hidden.
I would cast it aside and burn it if I were you. Obviously some kind of elder devilry. I've seen evil scrolls locked within the crypts of the great Cathedral of All Saints that looked something like this.
Rare Elric, I understand that you have fear, and you must know the oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear. Do not succumb to this.
Sorry, that's for my notes. I don't know what it is.
What was that?
He's rolling. He's rolling.
I just want to know what it is.
Okay. Oh, the scroll. Yes, there are many mysteries we are contending with, and we cannot tease evil from good. We will study this later. For now, I will keep it safe. Do not worry, and I'll tuck it away, and then act like I'm heading out. I don't really see any reason to continue on because that's couldn't figure it out. I'm not going to spend a spell, so yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right. And, pardon me. As you guys continue on, I don't necessarily need to take us back to the map because it's still in that space. Roughly another mile, or so down, about 20 minutes or so of a walk, there is a slight road, kind of like, and it does appear to be well-traveled. It's not like a hidden thing. But there is a slight smaller road off this main road, kind of heading northwards into the woods. Kreb, you already know, especially with your map, you already know that this is the kind of road up to that bakery, up to the baker's dozen.
Oh. Well, yeah.
If you were still interested in heading that way.
Well, food is always needed, and I did take a little damage. But you said we've only been on the road for a little bit, correct?
Yeah, it wasn't too far up. Like you came across the thing after about an hour and a half on the road, and another 20 minutes you came across the side road. Yeah, there you go, Kreb.
Do you want to see the map, Minimus? I'll show you this map. Come here.
Of course.
We are right here.
All right. So you display the,
Yeah,
your whole map for everybody?
I'll kneel down, scroll the map out, and show them where we're at.
All right, yeah, and it is like a waxed paper, so it's no danger of the water ruining it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a close call.
All right, and just north of us.
Oh, there it is. I was all scrolled in. I could only see the.
I don't see the town.
Shit. Yeah.
What town are you talking about? You guys came. You said from Castlebrain. I came up from the Woodcutters encampment. We met right back here.
Yep. Yeah, a little
on the
Horse
Eye Road. And we're now here. Pretty much is right there.
Towards the Dwarven. Where are the mountains? The Dwarven Mountains.
Mountains? No.
I am afraid that your map is very poorly drawn, sir. And I will ignorantly keep on walking.
This is interesting. I'll immediately
This is
try
what
to
happens when
duplicate
you roll an
it.
intelligence of 9.
Oh, yeah, Minimus is there trying to, like, duplicate that just in case. I mean, roughly, obviously I'm not making an exact map, but I'm like, oh, wow, this is brilliant.
Screenshot.
Definitely not where we started.
Right?
So none of this looks familiar, huh?
Yeah, and so I am not going to cover this map back up. Kreb has a map, so every time we're here, you guys will freely be able to see the entirety of the space.
Yes.
I paid 10 silver for this thing.
I am interested in the old Abbey ruins, though. We need to.
Yeah.
Right?
We need a fort.
No. You walked past the map, sir. You don't get to have a waning interest and then leave.
Right? Yeah, no more cutting out tiny snips as you guys move. It is all fully open.
Joe's
I had.
Woo! Going that was
Joe and I talked about it. I had enough gold. I had enough silver left over after building my character to just afford this.
This is a great map.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. This is awesome, man.
Yeah, there does not exist yet a player's map that doesn't have everything marked up.
Got it.
Like, this is the map, and it makes sense with the folk of Dolmenwood being aware of these things that like the ley lines and the most well-known dolmen or stones would be marked on the map.
So am I right to assume that Mother's is right up here by this cross section?
Oh no, it is actually right in that space that you're at.
Oh, it's in where we're at. Okay.
Yeah, because each hex is 6 miles from flat to flat.
Okay.
So it's 6 miles across, or about hour and a half of travel of average walking speed of 4 miles an hour.
All right. So from where we're at, it's about another hour to Mother's?
Oh no, like you would easily be able to make it. Like if you went north off Horseeye Road, it would be like 15-20 minutes down a trail just north of the road. Prigwort is the dot right here. Prigwort would be probably about like an hour from where you guys are.
All right.
That is if you still had any desire to head there, or if you wanted to continue to Prigwort, or if you just wanted to randomly start going through the woods.
I don't think that's necessary.
I vote for Prigwort.
I am still quite injured. I think that it would make sense to take shelter before the sun sets.
Oh, it's still like, I mean, you guys have only been going from here. Like,
we've only been on the road like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's been morning.
It's like 9 or 9:30 in the morning. Like the sun is still traveling up. It's still early.
We can have an early lunch.
Fantastic, Kreb. This is fantastic. I even spelled the name right of the ley lines.
and
ley lines. This is amazing. So you're saying, this is incredible. Minimus is losing his shit looking at this map and like triangulating and like, what? The radius of this rune? Oh my god! He's writing down information. Yes, Prigwort, of course. Yeah. I say we move on. Oh.
Yeah. A large chunk are populated. We don't get the full description of everything until later this year. The Dolmenwood Kickstarter, the complete, is actually going to be happening this year.
Oh, nice. Is it going to be as fleshed out? Like Hot Springs Island has like 3 locations on every single hex. It's bloody freaking amazing.
Yeah, the ones that are fleshed out do have, I think, generally about 2. They have like a big location and like a small location. Yeah, basically.
Wow.
With the exception, some of them just have a big location.
Yeah, I mean, if they flesh out the majority of it, that's a massive amount of content.
I mean, and actually some of them have entire, like, adventures that occur all within the spot. It's awesome.
Cool.
All right. So, yeah, what decision were you guys having there, or where was your intent?
Well, both Dust and I agree
Continue
that we
on.
should continue on to the town.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, continue on to Prigwort.
Right, but Kreb is kind of our guide at this point, I think. So
I'm merely.
Yeah.
You asked me along.
The big guy in the front. I think that's a good marching order.
We can go to Prigmore.
Big guy with the map. I'll follow you.
And the compass that doesn't point north.
I'm going to be pointing the direction we're going, which is.
I don't know where we're at, guys. No.
Right.
what is
I mean, the road is easy enough to follow.
what
for
is
sure.
that rune on the map north of us?
It's one of the focal points of the ley lines in the area.
A nodal stone?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you want to see one? It's the closest one.
Yeah.
Have time
You guys,
to go north? And
I
go
have
to
nothing.
Brightwood?
I'm between jobs right now,
Oh,
so we could
No,
definitely
this-
go and see it.
This is foolishness. We must be about.
It's right next to Harrowmore, where Lady lives.
interesting proposition. I have a question for you, Dust. In my dreams, I assume the form of a giant eyeball. And when I'm in this form, I have the ability to connect with many spirits that possess a deep understanding of the universe and beyond. But in this dream realm, this discord of reality, we like-minded entities share ideas and grow our power. And I believe this is for the good of all. It's for the light. But I waver in my trust of this emotion. Tell me, how do you draw your power once again? You say it's innate, but there must be more. I saw you mourning your lot and not being able to cast the stones.
I merely shape the winds of chaos into form. That is the best way I know to tell you.
You think this ley line then may be important and we should investigate it before we go to Crickford? Or there may be answers there that could help us in our endeavors.
I do not. I think that seeking answers of the local populace is probably more poignant at this point.
Fair enough. I do not know these ley lines, but I think we are on a pragmatic journey, and I say we push on then.
I think that much information concerning these standing stones and ley lines can be gained, and we could approach them informed instead of ignorant.
Well, if this lady's house is next to one, perhaps she would have some.
Just on the
information
other
about it.
side of it.
Okay, well, I don't know.
We can
Well-
stick to the road if you want to keep a safer route.
My mission
Oh,
is to
yeah.
protect Minimus. I will go where he goes.
I am for Prigwort.
Elric, you are in such bad shape. Cannot the god call upon your own wounds?
I fear it would be dangerous to beseech my lord again this day. I have already asked much, and a good cleric knows his limits.
Then rest in a decent hovel is our only respite at this point, I guess, for you then, Elric.
Yes, it would probably take me a full week to heal from some of these wounds.
You could rub some mud in it, wrap it with some cloth. That'll keep it good for a little while.
Oh, you hill folk. You're so quaint.
Never underestimate the power of the healing earth.
Well, it seems that once again our intentions align, and I say we travel forth following this busted compass towards Prigwort.
Yes.
Yeah, I will check that compass every now and then as we're walking.
And on second thoughts, I think that's a better idea too, because the road is probably a lot safer than trouncing through the wood.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's head up there, man.
And it does continue to kind of point northwest, which is only a coincidence, actually, that Prigwort is that way. I was just reading what the book said. We'll
It could
figure that out later.
Yeah, it could be made into somewhere on the other side.
But Greg, you do actually know the name of that stone, being so close to Harrowmore Keep or Lady Harrowmore's manor.
Mhm.
You know it is called the Gorth Stone. just because it's a common thing folks know, but they don't necessarily go there.
They don't know why it's called that. They just know that's its name.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'll relay that to Minimus.
The Gorth Stone.
Duly noted in my ever-growingly chaotic journal.
All right, so you guys are continuing on, and
Yep.
it's not long after that you reach this bustling town along the side of the river. Boom.
Oh. You're writing. That's awesome. Gourd Stone. Yeah, I noticed on this map it doesn't have Harrowmore there.
Yeah, it's not actually. For some reason, it's not in there, but it's up there right along the edge of the Groaning Lock.
Yeah, it's like right in the 12-5 area on my map.
Yeah.
All right.
We can.
It's all good. I know where it's at.
We could do that. Little red spot.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So yeah, again, it's about maybe another hour and a half's walk. Still before noon. As you guys make your way into Prigwort, this city nestled up along the river, all these high towers. The place is absolutely bustling. Did I grab the wrong book here? No, I did not. All right, cool. Come on, page. All right, yeah. So the place is bustling, nestled in a series of clearings with the deep woods surrounding. The town of Prigwort is located at the crossing of four of the largest roads which traverse the Dolmenwood. So you can see just by looking that this seems to be a place of, or a major stopping point and kind of an important trade hub.
Right,
It is absolutely bustling. Kleb or Kreb, I don't know why I keep calling you Kleb.
Because
Kreb,
of my mighty crub that I carry.
right?
Alright.
But just
Crab in the club.
just from your knowledge, which you might share, you know that this is said to be one of the first settlements founded within the forest. And whatever the truth of that statement, you know it's certainly the largest. There are a huge amount of quaint wooden cottages and high gabled inns, which is why I picked this picture, because it's got the
It's
tall
really
gables.
nice, yeah.
They are all decorated with colorful pseudo-heraldic imagery and elaborate wood carvings. And it presents a very homely point of rest for the weary traveler. Aside from the position of this market town and the local center of commerce, it is renowned for its breweries and distilleries, whose creations are famed throughout the entire Duchy of Brackenwold. And it is under the local rulership of the local government, a council of brewmasters that are well practiced in the arts of fermentation.
That's right. Yeah. Killer breweries. Man, there might be some Scored connection there. We knew he.
All right. Well, there was something. There we go. There was someone that did mention that he bared striking resemblance to one of the brewmaster houses.
All right.
Folk from there.
What say you, merry travelers? I think Kreb has the, in terms of the marching order, I don't see why we would change it. Kreb, you know your way around. You have the map. You know the locals.
What are you looking for? I need a destination for me to take you somewhere.
Apparently, I need to slay the Nag Lord, but until then,
That's to the northwest.
we need to heal Elric.
We must find the local abbey or church. I shall pray there.
Got it.
It shall be right.
Then we'll look for the most empty building in the town.
Yeah, there is actually not. There is actually not a church in this town.
Wow.
This
That's
is an
interesting.
excellent opportunity. We should build
You know
a
what?
church here.
Hold on. I lied. I just got to the page. Yeah, there's the Church of St. Wayland and the walled graveyards.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually beside the gate on the inner side of the wall. Does it say which side? To the northern edge. Is along the northern edge of the town, or along the particular road that I am fumbling until I can go and see. Along the zooming in. Sorry. Along the Locksbreath Road.
There you go.
The exit to the north.
And based on what you'd said before, and what in this description too, it's apparently Fey friendly. Are we able to tell? Like,
Yes, you definitely see elf, dwarf, small folk. You even see the occasional crab. You recognize the woodgrew. Everybody else, you see this strange, roughly halfling-sized thing that kind of has facial features resemblant of a bat with these large, broad ears, although they mainly seem to be staying out of the sun into the deeper shadows.
any humans?
Yes, there are plenty of humans. Plenty of humans roaming around.
So nice, good mix there. All right. So,
And yeah, again, Elric, for a quick side note, you recognize the name Wayland, being one of the 101 that went missing.
oh,
And apparently there is a church of St. Wayland.
nice.
The mysteries of our Lord explained at last.
99 clerics on the wall. We got 2 of them.
But yeah, there are certainly. I mean, there's obviously a large town market. There are several. I mean, there are how many of the townsfolk are in the freaking thing? There is one tavern and brew house. Ooh, getting a little feedback there. There are several, inn taverns, brew houses for each of the what's it called? Why am I brain farting? Each of the council members in this council of brewers that runs the place,
All right.
as well
So you
as
have some
shopping
selection.
everywhere. There's a well-known Droog, or his name is a wizard, who lives just on the western outskirts of Prigwort. He is a wizard that a lot of people use for just various identifications and other hired magically resources of sorts.
You say he's on the west side?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is all things that Kreb knows then.
Yeah, which I'm certain freely shared.
Yes.
Yeah. He's giving
Yeah.
the layout. He's like, and over there's that brewery. It's
Lead
pretty
the
cool.
way to the
I got my
temple.
little flag. I'm walking along.
Right?
All right,
Stay with your group. Stay with your
We
group.
must go to this temple of Saint Wayland.
But passing through, you do see Rep Tappin's Quadrant, home for wayside lodgers, the Oaf and the Oast pubs and bath, the Clashed Antler Gardens pub and lodgings. Where I'm just pointing out various signs. The Wrinkled Meddler, which is another tavern and brew house.
There's lots
Those are
of
just
them.
the large painted signs that kind of stick out as you're.
due for a hot bath and a hot smoke. Something
yeah.
about church, you said, Elric? I'm sorry,
Well,
what were you saying?
Do we want to split apart? You guys want to go to the inn and I'll go to the temple?
Kreb, is there any elven nobility that resides in this place?
Nobility, huh? I know there's elves here. Whether they're noble or not, they haven't told me.
Right. There is actually one of the brewing houses, or one of the council that runs the town. One of them is blah, blah, blah. One of them is an elvish family.
Does Kreb know their name?
He does. As soon as I figure it out, they are we'll call them the. Oh my gosh! I just totally had a brain fart. We'll call them the Rose Guild, like as a name. Rose family.
That's the brew house.
Yeah, I will type this name up right now.
Do I know of their brew house? Is it credible?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, if it's one of the brewmasters or
Okay.
one of the council members, it is kind of top quality beers. The suds are wonderful.
And that is the name of their brew house as well as Rose Guild Brewery.
Yeah, Rose Guilds.
Still
Okay.
Also being their last name.
Dust is going to seek out Rose Guild. Minimus, would you care to accompany me?
Oh,
You two
I'd
wanna
love
take-
to join you. I could only
You two are
imagine
going to want to
the
take
yell
that
of Brack-
side road there.
What? Side
right.
road? What is
Right
that?
between, you see that tall building with the shadow coming down over the top of it? Turn left there, should be 3 doors down.
Like,
Wait, before we
Yeah,
split apart, you should agree to a meeting place. Meeting time.
We can meet back at the Rose Guild. They've
I
got
don't
good
see any
food.
But if
reason
you're
why
not
not.
welcome at the Rose Guild, perhaps we should pick a public establishment.
I don't think
It's a
that'll
very
be a
public
problem.
establishment.
That's
Like all of the brew houses are very, very public.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
Rick, would it
early
make
in the
you more
day, Brer
comfortable?
Elric. Go make your prayers and come see us at the bar. We'll be waiting with a fresh mug for you.
Yeah, I'll look around sort of warily. Well, this seems like a safe enough place. Be on your guard, Minimus. Be on your guard. You have
Mind
a
your
mission.
wit. Mind your
Walk
wit
in the
and your
light,
tongue.
Yeah, so I will leave my party and go towards the temple.
I'll take him there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Dustin Minimus, as you guys following those easy directions, you make your way up and take a left, and there you see this broad sign, outlined in gold with sparks of yellow across the background, and this huge rose tinted with gold, and the name written in there in a lovely faux Elvish script. It looks like it's trying to be Elvish, but it's written in the common Brackenwold or the common Highwold language, common as it were here. But it says Rose Guild's Roundabout. We'll call it as the name of the pub.
Huh, this must be the place.
Yeah, it's
After you.
unmistakable.
Dust quietly goes inside, looks around.
All right, and as you walk in, the huge oak sign kind of creaking in like the slight breeze. The decoration inside appears to be all silks and velvets, just absolutely immaculate. I mean, and it's loud. There's people carousing even at this early hour, boasting and drinking and merrymaking. Music is swelled high, harps, violin, drum, flute. Let's see. Yeah, it's just grand, all light decorated, very elvish construction, and you can smell the rich beers from the door as well as food cooking somewhere in the back.
What percentage, just to the passing glance, what percentage of these revelers are elven?
Probably at least 30%. At least.
Okay.
All of the employees seem to be, all those employed that you can see seem to be elvish as well.
Do most of them seem to be Seelie or unseelie, or do I get any sort of inkling of that?
It's you can't really tell from just the actions that you're seeing.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely know they're elvish, but any affiliation you are unsure of.
All right.
They all seem to be, mostly taking care of people's drink orders and bringing out foods, and they all seem to be happy and smiling, as it were. And as you're kind of looking around, an elven lass comes up. Oh, good morning to you all. Good morning. Please, won't you come inside? Can we get you something to drink now? Looks like you've been through a bit of a ruckus.
Oh yeah, ruckus it were. Just a table for now, lass.
Aye, aye. You sure no drinks? No drinks, no... Whoa. Caught a lot of echo somewhere.
Someone's speakers are at full bore.
But, no, she's like, you sure we can't interest you in one of the local house brews, or perhaps a spot of breakfast?
Minimus, how about you?
Having followed Dust inside and seeing the apparent revelry at such an early hour, normally he's, I don't know, not caught off guard, but he's going to take on an air of arrogance that comes from his living with a wealthy family of Anglican merchants in Liverpool, and just kind of puff up a little bit and be like, I'll take the finest wine you have, and I'll join Dust or not just, but my companion at the table.
All right. Just quick drop of 5 silver there, and we'll bring you out something that I'm sure will blow your mind. It looks like you're fairly new to the town yourselves. I think you'll like one of our top-line house brews, the Ether of Blue.
Ah, sounds great. I'll go ahead and pass on the 5 silver.
All right, and shortly after, she returns back with a... oh crap! I just lost it. She returns back with this translucent, aqua-colored, liquid in a very ornate wine glass, and just from smelling it, it smells like a rich custard with chestnut.
Huh.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Dust doesn't grab her, but touches her on the arm and says, "Lass, would there be one who is wizened in this place that I might speak with?"
Well, I guess that depends on what kind of wizened you're looking for.
I am a traveller from afar off, seeking truth.
That type. We've had travelers from all around, but I think you don't mean that. I think you mean much farther away than just all around. Let me see if I can route him. He's usually lost in some document or some story or another, but I'll see if I can get one of the masters to the house to come out and have a sit down with you.
That would be greatly appreciated.
And she wanders back somewhere into the establishment as a round of raucous laughter kind of sprouts up.
Sounds like my kind of place, Dust, as I take a sip of my ambrosia, whatever the hell that thing was.
The most strongest drink in the building.
Right.
Venomous, man. It's about time he got a drink. He's getting a little edgy there.
All right. Give me a save versus magic.
Hey, versus magic?
Yes.
Now, is this the mind-altering magic I get my bonus on?
Yes.
Okay.
You have your pips to work with.
And I do
Yeah,
have
you
some tips.
So you have
I'm tipped up, baby. All right.
Should you not pip
20 spider,
enough?
I got to beat an 11. I have a 13 magic plus 2. So this would be an 11. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is right on Minimus's level. This is just this level's him out just right.
Oh, this is nice. Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so you passed. Oh, sorry. Issue 2. It is eluding me at the moment. Oh, that's 8. Come on, 2. Stop screwing with me. Alright. I just have to find this spell that works.
All good.
Apologies, guys.
So to fill the time, my discussion with Dust at this point will be like, as I sip on my drink, in terms of this magic thing we are discussing, I believe in a prolonged arrangement of the senses to to obtain the unknown. And I'll sip a little more.
Good Minimus, I don't believe that your kind can work magic such as my kind. Eric does it through the power of a god. You do it through study. Mine is, well, the only term I can think of is innate.
Tell me this. Do you find any logic or an order in the chaos that comes from this? Because I spend the entirety of my research trying to bring some kind of logic to this insanity. Yet, when it comes to fruition, it's pure chaos.
All right. As you're speaking, Minimus, like you notice, just kind of out of the corner of your eye, things kind of moving, and at first you think nothing of it, but the more you start looking around, you realize that there are what look like sprites, small fae buzzing about on these tiny gossamer wings, things merely like the size of an apple, just zipping about. They all kind of seem to be trailing a bit of dust and glitter behind them. And with your previous experiences with various psychedelic compounds and such, you are 100% certain that you are perceiving ethereal and astral creatures, like you're seeing through dimensional boundaries into planes and dimensions not normally seen by mortal men.
Yes, it's hard to explain, Dust. It really is. It's very hard to put in words, and I look at my fingers. Do you not see? Do you not see? It's nice to be sitting down for a change.
Dust casts a sidelong glance at Minimus and says, I see. I see.
I'm just going to sit there and enjoy my drink and people watch and sprite watch for a little bit. Don't really have anything to do beyond that.
Dust is going to very nervously twiddle her thumbs and watch the crowd.
Right. And you do happen to overhear somebody kind of talking about one of the other houses about, oh my gosh, how do I not have his last name written down? That is terrible of me. Why did I not write Scrodromley's last name down?
Dragonheart.
Scrodromley. Oh, I have it somewhere.
Right, Dragonheart?
Dragonheart.
All right, yeah. So you hear them mention that the prize spirits, just kind of offhanded talking, the prize spirits of the Dragonheart family. Someone's found the secret ingredients, moss dwarf bones, procured from unscrupulous gravediggers going into the moss dwarf villages under cover of night. That's what they're using to make their stuff. It's a right cheat it is, I tell you. And both of you guys, real quick, give me a perception or a wisdom roll as you're kind of listening to people talk their village smack as they get drunk.
Wow, gotcha. I got a -1 on this fucker. Right, 12?
All right, Dust, with your 18. You actually, out of the corner of your eye, notice a poster tacked up on a message board. It's a very decorated. Minimus, you notice it too. It's a very decorated and ornate kind of oak board trimmed out with some beautiful rosewood. And you notice a poster. Looks very similar to the one you had seen before, but this one appears to be quite new. It almost has a shimmer of magic about it in the way that the faces are kind of turning to profile and back to the front. Very similar to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Shit
up in here.
Is it a wanted poster?
It is a wanted poster for the Black Cleric and the Mad Mage of Brackenwold. Crimes against the king, assassination, attacks against the church. And it is, without a doubt, 100% spot on for Elric and Minimus.
Well, shit.
Without question. As these magical faces turning to the one side and turning back. turning to one side and just kind of repeating that.
Minimus, do not draw any undue attention to yourself.
All right,
Wait.
Elric and Kreb.
Come, Crab, let us sing to the Lord as we march to the temple.
If you must.
All right, and you very easily find, walking through the town to the northern edge, you can see the tower and steeple of the Church of St. Wayland, and you can see the stone walls surrounding the magnificent large graveyard, off behind the church. And you can, even from this distance, Elric, you can see the large engraved iron gates and fortified watchtower of this cemetery being under protection. You do recognize from the liturgic script that it appears to be an ancient practice of protection, calling about an order of lich wards that are protecting this graveyard. And also on the church, on the church itself, you can see that it is ordained under Saint Wayland of the Sack. Patron, as you're looking at this liturgic coming up, you see that he is a patron saint of executioners and axe grinders.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
All right. My kind of
Whoa.
guy.
Huh.
All right, and again, you do see, this rambling structure with a narrow nave extended off of or smaller side chapels extended in differing styles and antiquities. Blah blah blah.
What? Phylacteries? What?
Why? Well, I go straight in.
All right, and as you guys are walking in, go ahead and roll me a wisdom or a perception. Yeah, Minimus, going in, you see the,
Well, Minimus
local
is at the bar.
I'm sorry, Elric.
Yeah.
You see the local board there, or the public board, as you're entering into the church, and you kind of do a double take as you see you and Minimus in perfect detail, not labeled with your names, but labeled, wanted, the Black Cleric and Mad Mage. And you can see perfect clarity, these moving inked faces on this page, turning forward and to the side. And it is 100% the picture.
I will go.
Same wording as the previous one you had seen.
I will.
Claiming crime against the crown.
Yeah. I will walk up to it and rip it off the wall.
All right. Yeah, and Kreb, you're just kind of walking in, looking around at the large, Gothic vaulted ceilings and the colored glass spilling this myriad of hued light through this thin chamber of worship. And one of the brothers, you see him, wearing more of friar style robes with a tabard over the top, bearing the sign of the one true light. He comes up and he's like, "Oh, greetings, and bless you, good cleric. Bless you, sir. We have not seen one of your kind in many, many moons. You are welcome here, brother cleric."
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Come and pray with me.
Of course. It would be my honor, sir. It would be my honor. A true cleric, worker of miracles. Be blessed, brother, be blessed.
Right, and I would just march right up to the sepulchre and take a knee and pray loudly.
Definitely. Yeah, and Kreb, as he begins praying, this loud, this booming, glorious voice that echoes, seems like by design of the building, kind of carries through almost in a musical note throughout this grand hall. You see other friars kind of peeking out from various alcoves and such in there, and looking out, and also coming forward to kneel and pray with this cleric. His vestments of the Templar.
This has never been my place to be. So Krev is gonna kind of make his way back towards the door.
All right.
Classic.
All right. Anything else for you head back towards the door? Are you heading anywhere in particular, or are you more just waiting outside?
I'm just kind of waiting outside.
All right.
Elric, I'm going to take my leave. I'll be back to check on you.
Yeah, I'm like on the other side of the cathedral. Totally ignored you.
I can yell it.
You know, I'm saying my prayer in liturgic and everything, you know.
Okay, well then from the door, Kreb will shout, Elric, I'll be back later!
Yeah, another voice will rise to join you. All reciting this prayer. You know, obviously they've all studied. They know the words, and a almost chorus of chanting liturgic kind of sparks up. All right. And Kreb, where are you heading off to?
I probably know of a local magistrate in this small town, right?
Oh yeah, you would actually know quite a few. I mean, you may not have actually personally met them, but there is no single magistrate. It is the entire council of brewers that oversee the town, making sure taxes get paid everywhere, and are sent to the Lady Harrimore for her to send to Castle Brackenwold under guard to pay taxes, because this is part of the Duchy of Brackenwold.
Got it.
Under the
so
of the Lord of Brackenwold Castle himself. But give me an intelligence roll real quick.
Okay.
Plus your int. Obviously, just beat that 12. Oh shit! Yeah, dirty 20.
There you go.
So you also know that this town finds itself under an unusual triplicity of rulership. It is part of the Duchy of Brackenwold, and they do pay all their fealty to the Duke through Lady Harrimore.
Brackenwold.
But obviously the local government of brewmasters, but they also pay taxes in turn to the Earl in Yellow, because this is all also technically under the rulership of the Fey Prince.
This is middle ground right here.
Technically. So are we talking about like a stewardship?
No, they keep it on the down low. Like, the Duchy of Brackenwold is not aware that they also pay a fealty of taxes to the Earl in Yellow. But
they're cheating both sides.
Yeah, well, they're not cheating anybody. Their taxes are being paid. They're basically paying double taxes because they also pay respect to the sovereignty of the Earl in Yellow, who resides over these lands and has long before the humans ever came and set foot, and before the Duchy of Brackenwold was ever established.
But by doing so, in their effort to pay so much tax, they're basically making a free city in a way, right? The Fae are walking freely, the human are walking freely, as far as we can see.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. But without drawing the ire of Duchy of Brackenwold, nobody really... It's not... I mean, it's... People know, but nobody talks about the fact that they are also paying taxes to the Earl in Yellow.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that, but yes, of course.
Okay. But okay, so what do I find out at the magistrate?
All right. What are you looking for with one of the council? So there's like a I guess mayoral hall, so to speak.
Well, I'm always in there looking for work, scouring posters, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, there is a local, kind of a job board, if you will. I guess various wanted posters. You see another one of the same posters you watched Elric tear down. You didn't quite see what he was grabbing, but now that you're actually looking at this thing, you're like, oh, that was perhaps it, as you recognize his face and Minimus, whom you've been traveling with, through the morning, and fought side by side with on 2 occasions now.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice that. You also notice a few other things. You notice a play that's upcoming, talking about again the legend of the great worm that was slain. By where is his name? By Sir Windlass. 100 years past, Sir Windlass and Castlebrith the worm. You also notice several things about bandits, being quite active on the Horse-Eye Road, which you've just come from and did not see any bandits.
Got it.
Yeah, and all of the usual, barrow bogies that seem to be plaguing various graveyards and such along the or throughout the duchy.
Arloggies
Kinda
and muggle ones.
Kind of like what I dealt with down in the encampments.
Yep, the woodcutters' camp.
All right.
And there also is, a few like smaller ones. It looks like they were written by townsfolk, with sketches kind of drawn in. Some of them have smaller paintings of children that are tacked up onto the board with it. Missing, please help. And there appears to be 5 children missing from here, according to the board.
5 kids, huh?
7's the number, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm totally being meta. I'm not even in the same room.
Tell me more, Minimus. No.
There might be 6, actually, when you think about it.
All right. All right. Well, I got the info I needed.
You guys helped that one kind of rescue.
Yeah.
Outside of Brackenwold. There was almost 6.
Right. Yeah, I'm a little iffy on that whole thing.
All right.
At least 5, I think, is safe to say.
Anything else you're doing there, Crip?
Nope. I got the information I need. I saw posters. I saw job postings. If we're really looking for something later, I know where to come find them.
All right, but you do also notice on that wanted poster, it's 1,000 silver per head. Wanted dead.
Ooh.
The Elric and Minimus. They are labeled as, the Black Cleric and the Mad Wizard.
Yeah. But
it is unmistakably them.
When did these wanted posters get put up?
Oh, there was some of the guards came through very late last night after the midnight, tacked these posters up. It was only this morning that the posters, I guess, reconfigured themselves. I don't know, some magic workings, more than likely by the bishop. Oh, bless him. I hope he recovers well. But it appears that they just tried to get them out last night as quick as possible, as far spread as they can throughout the duchy. And the bishop's saintly magics have worked them to get us a better, clearer picture of who these folk were.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure they'll stick out like a sore thumb in any case. Have a good day.
Oh, aye. To you too, son. To you too.
And I make my way back to Elric.
All right. Dust and Minimus. Pop back over to you guys real quick.
So I would keep on with this conversation, I think. Having, loosened up my social lubricants of drink, and I'll just be in the conversation and be like, yeah, magic to me is like music. We're from the same world. you must be aware of like how notes are compiled and produce something beautiful. Mozart has done this beautifully, but when it comes down to it, I believe that really it's the space between the notes that makes the music. That's what makes the magic. You see that poster over there, Dust? Does it look like
a bit?
I have an idea. Seeing as how there seems to be no limits to what we can bring into reality, what if I was to bring myself out of that poster
Oh my god!
and walk outside with no one watching, leave you here to establish whatever you can do? I will go and hide and wait for our friends, but I'm thinking that might somehow throw off the scent, a red herring, if you will. And I'll finish my drink.
I think your idea bears merit. However, I would ask one thing. That thing being, may I please talk to this person before you do so?
Yes, of course. I will just pull my hat down, my beautiful Portuguese merchant hat, tuck myself up, and let you do your work.
I only have a few questions for whoever that person may be. Then we will leave, and I will watch you.
Well, from this point on, we should not share any more conversation. Do your thing. Walk off. I'll saunter over into the shadows over here, and I'll be gone. You will. The next time you'll see me is coming out of that image there.
All right, and at that moment, this figure walks up with these deep rose red, colored robes, and he walks up. And Minimus, you're actually still under the influence of this ether of blue, this fine wine they have.
I did pass my save.
Yep. Oh
Okay.
no, well, that's why you can see these sprites and things running around. But this figure walks up, and he almost has this radiance about him. Like you get like the full sense of spring and like blooming, and you can smell flowers and fresh lush grass. And he seems to have like a halo of like ever growing like vines and ivies kind of wreathing about his head, flowers sprouting and disappearing and sprouting again. Dust, you just see this elf of indeterminate age with this long, smooth goatee kind of comes walking up, and he's like, "Oh, I do believe you're the one who was asking about speaking with me. I am a L'Oreal at your service. Some wisdom I was told you're looking for."
Aye, I could use much. Please have a seat.
And he does, and he raises a hand, just kind of towards the rest of the folk, and without word, one of the servers comes over with this deep red wine, not blood, just a deep red. I just want to point that out. But just without word, brings over this wine and sets it down, and he says, "I can see you are from quite a long ways away, though not distance, not really distance, but more of a where. You've crossed plains, stepped into the veil, found your way to get lost here in the curtain with the rest of us."
How might you know that by looking at me?
I can see it. I can see it. Your aura, your glimmer, the glamour, as it were. It's just off. It's not quite in tune with the rest of the folk born and living here.
You must pardon me. I am very young. I am ignorant and penniless.
Not ignorant, no. Just unlearned.
I will not take much of your time, as I am sure it is very valuable. I have but a few questions. Aloriel. 1. What can you tell me of the Prince in Winter? And 2. What does the name Addershade mean to you?
Oh, Adelshade. Now that's a name I have not heard for a long time. Long time. How is it, if I may ask, that you know the name Adelshade?
Good Sir Aloriel, my name is Dust. And with all due respect, I did ask my question first.
Oh, and I shall answer. I do know the name Adelshade. He was a friend of mine. Old Codger. He did a bit of the schooling when I was, more or less your age, before... Well, sometimes up and leaving is what needs to be done. And, he had to go.
Where did he go and why?
Well, I assume, judging on the look of the glamour about you, I assume that he went where you're from. Stepped outside of the curtain, he did. I can see it.
Just nods her head. She says, I know Addershade as mentor and teacher and somewhat of a father. He was not my father proper, as he has told me many times. He told me tales of a magical veil on this side of the curtain. We do hail from a green island on the other side named Erin.
Oh, I've got one correction for you. This is not the other side of the curtain. This is the curtain, lass. This is the curtain. To truly step through into the other side, either that of the green lands or to the red lands, the place of unreason, where those like us are truly from, that's a whole nother matter. There are doors saddled everywhere throughout this place, but that's what the curtain is a place of doors. There are more doors than you can count if you know how to look for them, and if you have a key to open them.
Addershade told me that I come from a family that was displaced. We were once nobility, he told me, and I have trouble believing it.
I can see the colors. I mean, the crown is fading, but it looks like a court of autumn. I can see now the leaves falling.
He spoke of this.
It's true. It's true.
Where might I find more of my kind?
Ah, well, I'm afraid that noble house, as you know, or as you have been told by Eldershade, no doubt, has been disposed. That court is long since closed, taken over, fallen in disrepair. You might be the last, as far as I know. I've not seen any of the Court of Autumn in quite some time. Near 2 centuries, at least.
And what of the Prince of Winter?
Ah, now him, he's only now in the place of unreason. He was exiled from here, you know. Exiled when the Droon put that witch ring up. It was unnatural as all can be. So unnatural. Rearranged stones, twisted the ley lines into a ring. Now not a single Fae can enter there. They're all banished from that place. That happened to be where the Cold Prince kept his palace in this place, where he is not allowed here no longer.
He kept his palace inside the ring?
Aye, he did, until the Droon built that damnable witch ring. Now that not one Fae can set foot in there, not without great pain. But no, the Cold Prince, he was exiled. No sooner did he leave than that damnable Attenue stepped foot in and took claim as the king of the wood. Cursing with 9 legs. The Noglord, most people call him.
I would offer you something in return for a future favor.
I might be inclined to agree. What extent of this future favor would you have for me?
I honestly, at this time, do not know what it might be, but...
No, to what extent would this favor apply?
I cannot honestly answer you, L'Oreal.
I mean, if I asked literally anything, would this favor cover that?
But hear my offer first. My offer would be my service once, and the knowledge of my true name known only to you.
True names now. True names, you say? Do you not have the knowledge of your true name? Is this what you're saying?
I do. I would give you my service in one deed that you might need doing, and I would give you the knowledge of my true name that you must hold in secret to yourself.
And in return?
A future favor.
A future favor from me?
Aye.
That's where you're going. If we make this deal, if I hold your name in secret, as of course I would, what are you getting out of this? If you're giving me your name in exchange for me asking a favor of you later, what is it that you get out of this now?
No, you're not understanding me, L'Oreal. Stay with me. I will give you my service once. Ask anything. I will give you the knowledge of my true name in exchange for a future favor which I will cash in with you later.
I was trying to change the deal, you understand. I was trying to get one past you. Everything comes down to the wording. Everything comes down to the wording. And he holds up a hand, and another glass comes out. Looks like the same beverage. Then we'll seal it with a drink, shall we?
Dust takes the glass, clinks,
and he sips, and it's an almost indescribable, mixed myriad of flavors, like a painter's palette swirled around on the tongue. It goes down nice and smooth, and for brief moments, for the briefest of moments, you can see this glimmer of this crown of spring kind of roasting about him, and in turn you almost see along your own arms this shimmer of autumn, of this golden wheat of roiling pumpkins and various squash and late autumn berries and the falling of leaves draping about you. And just as soon it's gone, and he stands up and leaves, and in your mind you hear Fenrir Lebenhart, we have a deal. We have a deal.
Before he leaves, she grabs his sleeves and says, I will be one of the Deadly Seven, one of the Black Cabal. And she lets him go.
Oh, nice.
What just happened? What just happened?
Dust went to the Dark Cabal. Wrong.
Well, Dark for Faye might not be what you think. Man, so I guess looking at the time, let's go ahead and do a final frame.
Okay.
For everyone. I just noticed it's like 9. That was fucking dope. And I will run some experience around. Man.
That's awesome. I guess
All right.
since you did that, how do you want to do this? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll start, and we'll work back around and do Dust's final frame last, since we just had a kind of bigger scene here with Dust. Sorry about the jump there, guys. All right, so Minimus, let's get your final scene for the evening here.
Yeah, I really don't have anything cinematic. Is there an action that would go here? Okay, are we gonna do an action, or does it? I don't know.
If that's what you want to do for kind of closing out the session here this evening.
Yeah. No. At this point, since Eloriel is at our table and having this really intense discussion with Dust at this point, I don't think so. I think it's just as cool as fucking ducks to fucking just finish off my drink. Right? He brought a drink. I'm assuming he brought me a drink too, goddammit.
Yeah. He brought another of the same you're drinking, the Ether of Blue.
Oh, yeah. I have nothing to say. It's just a fucking a shots up and a shot down. And I can make a roll for you right now whether or not I weather that storm.
Oh, no, you're already, from the Ether and Blue, you're already, like, fully open to the magic. It is literally a spell called, oh, God, of course I just forgot. And I kind of got a chuckle when somebody made some comment about the luminal. Reveal the liminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is literally what the spell is it implies the effects of reveal the liminal, which lets you see through the barriers of other worlds of what is happening. Invisible creatures that are ethereal, creatures that are kind of skipping through this plane.
Yeah, it's right up my alley, dude. Yeah, it's right up my alley.
Right? So, yeah, like, literally, you are, as some of you heard on that meta knowledge, you guys are inside that curtain. Like, you are in this whole dolmen would exist in the veil, and various planes are outside somewhere. And that spell from this drink lets you kind of see through all of them.
Yeah. No, I thought that interaction with Dustin, he was great, man. All I can do at that point is just raise a shot, and as pure form that Minimus would do, just fucking down it in one and just smile. I will wait for my action because I know what I wanted to do, but we don't have time, so leave it with a shot.
All right, Elric.
I will stand up after finishing my extremely long litany of prayer, and I will look at the gathered congregation that kind of gathered around me was in the middle of that, and I will say, "Who among you is the leader of this church, of this temple?"
And one of them stands and he's like, I oversee the day-to-day operations, I do.
Then I will draw my sword out and offer it to him, and I will say, "I have been wrongly accused, and I ask for sanctuary."
Oh, and the right mind would accuse a cleric of doing anything but being a cleric. You're a messenger of God, you are. The one true light, that's what I see. Here, you ask for sanctuary. Of course you've got it. Asylum is yours, of course.
No, you do not understand, and I will make this clear. I have been accused by the Bishop Artemis. And I tell you this, he is no bishop of the church. His heart is as black as can be.
You see a lot of heads like looking back towards the board, like sudden recognition, and they all kind of turn wide-eyed.
Hear me.
The Black Cleric?
Hear me.
And the murmur, the Black Cleric. Oh. And people are making the sign of the light. The Black Cleric. The Black Cleric.
I will prove to you that I am a true cleric of the light. I shall remain here throughout the night praying to our Lord, and you shall build a great bonfire. And tomorrow at first light, I will pray, and when I am ready, I shall walk into this bonfire, the holy light of purity, which you know emanates only good. And you shall know a true miracle of the light, and in this you will know the truth, that I am the chosen of our Lord.
Damn.
They're all kind of just like looking in awe, and that same friar, he kind of looks forward and he's like, then, well, guess come morning then, either you're going to burn, or we're going to say a miracle.
Please accept my sword as a token of my good faith, that I may have sanctuary until that time. And I will hand in my sword.
Wow.
Yeah, he takes it and just kind of holds it point down.
Yes, and then I will turn back around and kneel down and begin to pray.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's in character, bro. That's in character. I like that.
And Kreb, you were watching all this take place from the doorway to the church. What is your final frame here this evening?
I take the piece of paper that I had in my hand, I fold it up, I put it in my pocket, and I make my way to the Rose Guild.
All right, and Dust, back to you as the noon sun, sits high overhead, kind of mixing with that pale full moon with the green light that's always prevalent overhead. What is your final frame as Aloriel makes his way back in and kind of disappears through various curtains back into the establishment?
Dust takes the cup that she has not yet finished, given her by Aloriel. She sits back, reclines in her chair. With her left hand, she starts to bend chaos. Just a bit. Just enough that a red light appears above her fingertips. She thinks of 7 dark figures sitting around a dark table, and she smirks. And that's it.
Nice.
Oh, a
Nice.
little teaser. Cool.
Whew, damn.
Oh,
That is
man.
some dope shit, guys. That is some dope shit. That's it for the night. Like, I can't wait to see where the hell this is going next week. This is
I will talk to you.
Do this.
I will talk to you offline, Joe. So you're having some heads up.
yeah, no, I freaking love it. This is awesome, guys. This is awesome.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's getting fucking deep.
Alright. Time to start
So
a
much-
rebellion.
Right? Against the freaking bishop.
Oh man, I don't know. There's so many interesting variables in this one, man. It's
This is
Right? This is
something.
awesome. So I had experience figured out, and then y'all had to go and do some freaking dope ass shit towards the end. And the roleplay had me, or forced me to change it. So now I am sitting at, this includes the little battle, 1,250 experience per person for everybody.
how much?
That's a lot.
1,250.
1,250. Yep.
God damn.
Wow.
All right.
50 XP. All right, and there is another 250 experience on the table for you guys to vote the MVP.
Damn. Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot. I felt that the flow in this game was really kind of easy, in a good way, man. I think we're coming into our characters a lot more
Yeah.
hard to fucking
I
Split it 4 ways.
I kind of want to give it to Dust, right, to part for giving up his true name.
Oh,
I don't really
that
fully
was
understand what
awesome.
that milestone was that you reached there, but that was cool, and that's my vote.
Well,
yeah, that too, man.
he's got a favor now from this Aloriel guy, but this Aloriel guy also has Dust's true name, so
Yeah, I've gambled
Yeah.
a bit.
yeah, it's gonna
I-
be-
Yeah.
essentially he can call upon Dust anytime he needs because this Aloriel knows Dust's true name. I mean, he can be like, so, Fenrir Eberhardt, there's some shit that I need you to do right now, and you're going to go take care of it.
Yeah,
but Dusk can ask this guy for an undetermined favor.
Right, and we all had great role play tonight, but that was probably the biggest thing that made out of that. So I'm down for that for sure, Dust.
Yep. I agree.
Hell yeah, Dusty!
Oh man!
Just the fact that your character sat under a tree after you couldn't cast a spell and cried about it.
Right?
That breakdown in emotion, like what the fuck?
There you go. The balance of the universe, man.
Yeah, balance in all things.
Okay, I'm well into level 3 now, so I'm gonna roll my 3d6.
I think I just hit level 2.
You're level 3? God damn, you guys are leveling so fast.
Yeah, no doubt.
Actually,
Well, I was going to say...
wait. Oh, this one's different than the last character. I might not be at level 2.
Both the elf and the wizard, wizard and then elf, have the highest experience required.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's going to be at least another game. Probably one more game.
hey,
Right.
Joe,
Level
is the con bonus applied once, or is it applied once per level?
Per level.
Okay. So I'm probably not going up in XP because of that whole double health thing, but let's find out.
All right.
No, I
That was damn close.
I will stay. No. I will stay at my 16 health.
Damn it.
That's awesome.
All right. Yeah. So you hit level 3. Yeah, you've got all of those level 3 spells are now available.
And
the
3 casts.
and
Nice.
3 big casts. Yeah, but the one true light has, despite attacking a bishop, because you know why, he has opened those up. So you've got all of those spots open.
Dude, the one true light on your blasted spell from the game before bumped me up so far in hit points. God damn, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple levels before you even gain any.
Yeah. Right.
What's the hit point for second level for a human?
Oh yeah, for fighter,
Yeah.
it'd be 2 whatever your started with a D8. So second level would be 2D8.
No. What's the experience required to hit level 2?
2,000 for a fighter.
Oh man, I must have the second lowest bar then next to the beast.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
cool.
I think elf level's slowest.
Yeah, the elf is just behind the mage. Or I think a bit behind the mage.
Yeah.
I have 100 points from second level. Next game.
Yeah, the
Thanks, guys.
elf requires more by 750 for the first level advancement.
And then I've got to get 6,000 to go to third level. So
Yeah.
But man, damn guys, thank you so much for the awesome game tonight.
No, it was a lot of
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah,
We
great
love
game,
it.
guys.
Did you bow out of Discord? Your eyeball is showing.
Oh yeah, let me roll stuff. Hold on.
Oh,
good night,
hey,
y'all. Thanks,
Good night,
thanks,
everybody.
Joe. See ya.
Do I
Like
need
and
to be somewhere?
subscribe.
Bye.